I don't know why they keep putting me on the program behind you. Do that. A prolific writer and author and all of that, and keep trying to get them to massage the program a little bit, but they won't. So you have to live with it. I know a lot of you are in the background. Can we get you all to come in, please? I was on the order to say that too, so. We can just kind of tighten up so they, good. Thank you, Bishop, for that introduction. And I want to just take a moment to thank all of you all for being here. Certainly, this is a monumental moment. I want to just remind you all that the Bishop is the 11th, the presiding prelate of the 11th Episcopal District, but he's also the chair of the Board of Trustees here at Edward Waters College. So let's give that a round. And I want to thank all of my trustees for being here. If you will all raise your hand so that they will know that kind of support trustees here, and just happen to have another historical person on site here, Elder Yates, who happened to be the first female elder in the East Conference of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. So we appreciate that. And my alumni. Raise your hand, alumni. Raise your hand. Yeah, they're here as always in numbers. So we talk about faculty, staff, and certainly students here. So faculty, staff, and students, raise your hand. Let everybody say, all right. You know, this is significant. Today we celebrating 2 milestones. And I want to first start off by talking about the ribbon cutting. And just for clarification, we got 2 events going here. We're going to have a ribbon cutting, and then we're going to have a blessing. And both of those are significant. And as I move through my comments, you will see how they kind of fit together here. First, the Duval County School Board was very, very generous to Edward Waters College. Edward Waters College for years been trying to acquire James Weldon Johnson. It was, I mean, we've always had a kind of a good working relationship. James Weldon Johnson students could always use Edward Waters field for physical education, and at that time when we had events, overflow crowds, they would let us use the facilities. So somewhere along the line, somebody came up with the notion, why don't we try to acquire them? So for years, we've been trying to acquire. Well, not just last year, I don't know if we wore them down, because I can tell you, every time they say, oh, you back again. So, but this year they say, okay, what we'll let you do, first we'll let you lease it. You can lease it, and we're going to be generous to you. We're going to charge you $1 a year. $1. I had to put on a campaign, go raise some money, and after that year, then they said, we'll give you the option, if your budget will allow you, to buy this for $10. and we're glad to have here this morning the Executive Vice President of Duval Teachers United, and Ms. Ruby George for being here. Where is she? All right. Thank you for being here. And so we have able to use Edward Waters College is able to put classes in the general studies classes and a number of other classes, and we are modernizing the building by putting IT in at the highest level, and we just gonna maximize its use. Amen. Somebody asked me, said, well, how large is it? I said 101,000 square feet, but who's counting? We're glad to have that, and we will be cutting the ribbon, memorializing this moment of acquisition. So that's what we will do. That's the first thing. The second thing we will be doing, we will be acknowledging the generous appropriations from the city of $8.79 million. From the city of Jacksonville. Now let me put that in perspective for you, because you all know, I think that is the proper thing to do is give recognition, but you don't be disingenuous. You don't say things that's inaccurate or even stretch it true. But you all know that there have been years that when people talk about the North Side and politicians talk about what we're going to do for the North Side and all of that, there have been token effort. Now, what they would generally do is make enough of an effort so you can't say you didn't do anything. And that's just the way it's been. Now, let's be honest. And so the mayor came out, walked him over the campus, and Mr. Mayor, you never heard this side of it. And he said to me, Mr. President, I'm going to help you. I'm going to do something. So, I was ready for the token. I ain't turning down the token. And we're going to be glad to get it. Yes. To be honest with you. But then I started dealing with the mayor, and I kind of got the fact that not only was he talking how sincere he had. He had a mentee that that was in his house and treating like his son, and happened to be an African American. So I said, Bishop, we might be on to something. So he asked me about my needs, and I told him what I needed and what was a priority, and it was two large projects, and both of them were about 4.4. And I said, he said, well, which one do you want the most? So I said, I'll take this one. He said, okay. So a couple of days later, and he whispered in my ear, you're going to be satisfied with what we came up with. And he came up and said, I'm going to give you both. I tell you, that was a great day for Edward Waters. Now, why am I taking all of this time to tell you that? I'm taking all this time to tell you that is because what you all been doing faculty, staff, student, alumni. It came to fruition that the mayor thought that we need to recognize Edward Waters College for what they've achieved over there. Yes. Now the story doesn't start there. So I knew we were going to have to get it through council, and I was prepared to do that, Mr. Mayor. I was prepared to go anywhere at any time to justify that kind of investment in taxpayers' dollars. And the taxpayers would have had a right to ask why we are giving a private institution almost $8.5 million. And I was ready to go. I practiced my speech in the mirror. Yeah, I was ready to go persuade. And I called the mayor's office and talked to Sam Musa, one of my friends and his chief administrative officer. I said, Sam, I'm ready to go. This thing has been out, and so show me where to go. And he told me, Mr. President, don't move until I call you. I never got the call. Didn't have to go one place to give one speech to legitimize why they should invest in Edward Waters College. That was God. Ladies on this man's heart to do that. Went to city council. I knew I was going to have to go down to city council this year. But I was ready. Done perfect. So I didn't have to go down and say nothing. Passed unanimously. Unanimously. With only one comment. And I don't think anybody heard that. It passed unanimously. So what I'm saying to you is the hard work that you've done has been noticed by the citizens of Jacksonville. So Edward Waters College is back at a level of credibility.
Yes, sir.
Because of what you all have done. In that field, it will be the home field for the Edward Waters College Tigers football. But not only that, it's going to be very important to the community because it's a community field. It's a community field. It's going to have a safe walking track. We could play Pop Warner football games here. Any kind of activity. It's going to be a field that we can all share in and enjoy. And our dormitories around there will be a showcase for this community. This community will reap the benefit of that. So I wanted to take a minute, and I know Ms. Silva had this nice speech for me, wrote out with so much effort in it. I think I covered all of her points, but I did get off script a little bit. But I wanted to tell you, I wanted to say to the mayor, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, school board. But thank you all, because you all worked hard for this day. And so we are able to stand here and cut the ribbon on James Weldon Johnson, and which incidentally, I went to school here at James Weldon Johnson. Now here's. I hope the news people don't play this, but here's an irony. Here's an irony. It's a kind of a cute story. I told my institution advancement people this morning. And they said, you got to say it. Well, I had to pray a little bit, but I'm going to say it. Here's the irony. If you go to the Merle Avenue ballpark, and you look at the playground at the end of the Merle Avenue ballpark, it is the Eugene Marion Glover City Playground. Now, here's the irony. Mr. Mayor, my brother has gone on, so I didn't want to get to heaven. Hopefully we were both there. I didn't want to get to heaven, and when I meet him, because we had the kind of relationship, he was going to say, yeah, you were sheriff, president, and all of that, but you don't have a playground. So when he says that, I'm going to say, I'm going to be gracious. I'm going to be gracious, and I'm going to say, I'm glad you brought that up. But that's the irony. I just wish Mama was here to see it. Thank you. I want to present to some and introduce to others a great man in my book. Amen. The mayor of the city of Jacksonville. Amen. Hallelujah. Mr. Honorable Lenny Cummings.